That's a look at our setting tonight, the picturesque city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA Live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, for the Milwaukee Bucks, it had been an 18-year dry spell. They hadn't won a playoff series since 2001, the longest such drought in the league. But with superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo leading the way, the times are indeed changing in Brew City. Kevin?
They are fun to watch. Thank you, David. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Lopez.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
So here's Miami's starting group. They've got Adebayo. Jones is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Robinson, and it's Nunn in at the point guard position. And for the Bucks, Matthews and Middleton, the two wings. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. And it's Bledsoe in at the 1. Well, with the playoffs coming up quickly, Clark, strength of schedule can play a big role as it determines where a team is going to be seated come playoff time.
No, I agree with you in terms of even just making the playoffs sometimes, Kevin, based on where teams are and who they're playing. I mean, those matchups against potential playoff teams that are still fighting for seeding, they can sharpen you up and get you ready. Actually, those games can be playoffs before the playoffs in many ways.
And I always admire the coaches, Clark, that walk their players through the different scenarios because they should be aware.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You want everything out in front of you. As long as your team is able to handle it, and most of these teams can, I think that's a good point.
And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. Shoots from 12. Butler, no good. Looking at the last game for the Bucks, it was a loss to Boston. The drive by Giannis.
You know, he attracts a lot of attention, and Lopez making the most of it there to set his teammate up with an open look.
Robinson against Matthews. Robinson misses. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. 4-point game. The Heat beat them last time when these two teams met down in South Florida.
Yeah, on the road, you're already a little out of your element. Then the misses from the line become contagious.
And, you know, one of the things about missing free throws is not only are you not getting points yourself, but it allows the other team to maintain momentum or keep a rally going.
Off the inbound. Matthews against Robinson. Butler. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And the hard scrabble upbringing for Jimmy Butler, well chronicled in Houston, Texas. He says it played a part in making him the person, Clark, he is today. But it doesn't explain him.
That's a great way to put it, Kevin, because we are certainly influenced by our experiences and our past, but it doesn't dictate where we'll go in the future. He bounced around for 4 years in different places from age 13 on. No recruiting buzz out of high school, and from there to here, that's a major climb. Credit to Jimmy Butler.
Well, they say players are made in the summertime, and that's Jimmy Butler's favorite time of year. He calls it grimy season, gets out in the country, and puts in that work.
So he gets them both. And, Greg, those summertime workouts for Butler, they are something.
I mean, they sure are. He calls them bandanas and buckets. Grows his hair out, 2-a-days, hot yoga, intentionally isolated from the hustle and bustle of the big city. It gives him an excuse to really just lock in.
And Miami has possession. Following the 3 from Brook Lopez, Robinson finds Butler. Over onto Antetokounmpo. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
You know, this is Butler's game. He's a polished mid-range shooter. Defensively, you've got to close on him fast.
Now here's Matthews. 9 points last game out. Here's Nunn, guarded by Bledsoe. Nunn passes to Jones. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And here we go, the fast break with Giannis. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Misses the three. For Miami, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to Nunn. Over Giannis. Nunn, that's good.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
You know, your assumption would be that he'd be at a big disadvantage in that matchup, but you'd be assuming wrong.
Lopez with the bucket.
You know, Bledsoe has developed his passing skills to the point where you've got to respect that part of his game. He's doing a nice job finding his open guys.
Outside Butler. Here's Nunn. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. Middleton looking it over. Passes it to Giannis. Bucks passing it around. Middleton can't get it to go. The Heat trail by 4. And there's the pass to Nunn. Outside Butler. Shooting foul. As the whistle blows, he'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Chris Middleton.
Boy, it's really hard trying to contain Butler. He's so strong and aggressive and has good ball skills. He excels at drawing contact on the way up.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
And, you know, Butler has elevated himself to one of the game's all-star players, an all-around player who thrives on competition.
And so Butler nails both of them.
Well, Milwaukee is exactly what a small market success story looks like.
Yeah, you know, a great eye for talent and also some good fortune in landing a player like Giannis in the draft. And small market teams have to home grow their superstars. Then they made smart moves surrounding Giannis with talent and an outstanding coach. The front office deserves buku credit for how they've turned this team into a finals contender. Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for Milwaukee. Here's Matthews. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long 3.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
Two shots.
The first one falls. And with this summer signing of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat demonstrating they still can lure star talent to South Beach.
The Heat back on the rise. The Butler signing sets the stage for the summer of 2021 when they should have the cap space to sign another max player.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time.
Guys, Wesley Matthews is a pure shooter, a long-range bomber who also plays lockdown defense on the perimeter. That's a heck of a combination.
Here's Nunn. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Such a wide-open look. Butler's got 9.
Boy, from the looks of it, it appears the defense is fine with him taking that shot, but he makes them pay when they do.
Lopez outside. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Adebayo. Lopez with the block.
Great timing on Lopez's part there to swat down that attempt.
Pass to Nunn. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Oh, and the dunk by Jones.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through.
And that's an alley-oop that'll be loop-to-loop all day long on the highlight reel.
Here's Bledsoe after the Heat pick up 2. Here's Giannis. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, you know, it's hard to overstate the impact that Giannis has on the floor with his play. I mean, he gives you so much at both ends of the floor, offense and defense, and really draws a lot of attention from the opposing team.
Two.
And the first one drops. The efficiency of Giannis. Clark, that's just the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. For years, people were asking, how scary is Giannis going to be? Well, we got our answer pretty much in the form of he's a nightmare.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
Here's Adebayo. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Eric Bledsoe.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Boy, terrific play there. I thought even with all the contact, he still was going to get that shot to go down.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And Bam Adebayo. He just plays with so much energy when he's on the floor.
Boy, he is ferocious on both ends of the floor. Great energy player who can finish in the paint with the best of them. Very quick on his feet and can cover a lot of ground for a player his size.
George Hill's checked in for Milwaukee. He hits both from the stripe. The Bucks trail. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Lopez outside. Matthews, no one around him. Milwaukee, no good that time either. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Nunn passes to Butler. Another shot. That shot misses. Great D that time from Middleton. And Hill has it in the corner. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Nunn. He's guarded by Hill, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Looking at Miami, they want to turn it around after the loss to Charlotte. Lopez kicks to Hill. Shoots from 14. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I think Hill is very difficult to stay with in pick-and-roll situations. It's kind of a guessing game, whether he's going to pass or shoot after the screen.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Tell you what, George Hill is one of my favorite players to watch. A veteran point guard. He's bounced around a bit the last few seasons, but he gives you leadership, toughness, a cool demeanor, and he's one of the smartest players I've ever been around. Brings value to every team that he plays on.
And the Bucks with some changes. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Lopez. Pat Connaughton comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Matthews. And with Hill, as you said, Clark, he's a perfect fit as a second-unit leader.
Yeah, I love the fact that George Hill really gives you everything you need in the backcourt. He's an excellent defender, makes really good decisions, can score the ball when you need him to. He's ideal to come off the bench because he packs a lot of production into short playing stints. And Antetokounmpo is so long. I mean, he stretches forever, covers a ton of ground.
Near the three-point line, it's Dragic. Gets an open look and hits. Dragic has got it all tied up now for the Heat. The Bucks have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Clark, with Giannis, you could see the change in his demeanor last year. You know, he knew he was unguardable when he was on the floor.
Well, guys, you know you're special when you can say nobody can stop me, and the general consensus is you're right. I mean, I can't think of any player in the NBA that's really suited to guard Giannis with his blend of speed and strength and ball skills. That guy handles the ball exceptionally well for a big man.
The first free throw is good. Clark, I have sat next to you doing these games for years. What's prevented you from taking a coaching position at some level? Because I hear you talk, I'm thinking you'd be a perfect coach.
Well, a couple of things. One, coaching never lets up. It's always on you, and I've come to enjoy the fact that I can be fully immersed as a broadcaster and work with great guys like you and others, and then have a period of time where I don't have to be immersed in basketball, and I've enjoyed that. And I also haven't trained or prepared to be a coach because it is demanding in terms of the hours that you have to put in. And I've got a little more job security, I think, in the role that I serve as an analyst as opposed to what might happen if I did try to be a coach.
You've got all the security in the world, believe me.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
And the veteran Goran Dragic still producing late in his career. Not the force he once was, but always a source of playmaking and scoring.
Robin Lopez is checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And the second free throw, good. Well, you look at the career of Dragic, Greg, he's always been a scoring point guard.
Yeah, and as Dragic has aged, he has learned to lean more and more on his outside shot. Even when his first step and speed start to falter, he'll find ways to put up points.
Now here's Crowder. No points in the game yet for him.
Yeah, he can surprise you around the rim. Olynyk has some lift.
Here's Connaughton. He's covered by Iguodala. Connaughton passes to Hill. And the Bucks miss again.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Here's Hero. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game.
I love the compact stroke there for Olynyk.
Here's DiVincenzo. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Dragic gets the bucket. Now it's a 6-point Heat lead.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Pass to Lopez. Shoots over Olynyk. Here's Ilyasova. Good on the shot.
Boy, I like the heart that Ilyasova displays when he's playing. Just terrific. Love watching him mix it up on the glass with those long arms of his.
Now here's Dragic. 5 points in the game. Over Hill. No good from Dragic. Bucks trail by 4.
Get on Lopez.
To the paint, here's DiVincenzo. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside. Two.
And he makes the first. And he makes both free throws. Here's Dragic. 11 points for him in that last game against Charlotte. Dishes to Iguodala. The three. Milwaukee with the rebound.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Heat.
A lot of time they've been spending at the foul line so far, guys. They'll take those points all game long if they can get them.
And that's what's created a rhythm for them offensively. That's also why you see them knocking down that mid-range jump shot.
That one is off. Clark, a big jump in scoring, but I think a lot of that is because of the prolific role players we have in the NBA now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. When you think about starters putting up points and then you have guys that fortify benches and can get points in bunches, the first name that comes to mind for me, Lou Williams. A designated role of scoring the basketball in limited minutes. And when he gets it going, watch out. Nobody quite like Lou Williams putting it in the basket as a role player.
Now here's Iguodala. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Hero, and it's blocked.
Boy, the defensive chops of Ilyasova really coming into play here. I mean, quite surprising, actually impressive at how good he is at timing those shot blocks.
Here's DiVincenzo. 9 feet out with the second effort, and it's Ilyasova getting it to go. Ilyasova's got the game tied up here for the Bucks. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Hero passes to Leonard. He kicks it to Crowder. No good that time, so Milwaukee will take it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Now here's Dragic. 5 points in the game.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Here's Connaughton. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game.
And that's 2 fouls for him this quarter. A third would be a problem.
The Bucks have hit 6 free throws in 10 attempts.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
And guys, you know what? That's made things hard for them in a lot of their games. I mean, that inability to convert their chances at the free throw line. Two.
First free throw is good.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Yeah, not only the trips to the line are a concern, but the foul trouble also. You've got to play defense with your feet and do so without fouling.
And the Bucks making a change here. Williams has checked in. Good on both. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Hero. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. It's tipped. Here's Connaughton. Good work defensively by Crowder.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
1 second left, and the layup is up and in.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Right back after this break. The trade deadline is approaching, and Jimmy Butler talked about how it feels hearing your name in trade rumors.
Feelings are different for everybody, to tell you the truth. For me, I don't think about it because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You go out there and control what you can control. You know, try to help your team win games, play to the best of your abilities. And if it just so happens you get traded, then you got to suit up and play for the next team.
Staying level-headed and ready for whatever's next. That's Jimmy's mindset, Greg, in a nutshell.
And it's fair to say that the level of professionalism and maturity he possesses is really impressive.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
Kyle Korver is out there with Marvin Williams. Then there's Bledsoe. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's DiVincenzo in at the shooting guard position. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
To the middle, here's Dragic. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Dragic has got 11 points.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Bledsoe outside. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
You know, Bledsoe is not a big guy, but he's got big boy strength. He's a powerful combo guard and can convert through contact.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Lopez, he's checked in for Lopez, and Middleton subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. The free throw drops for Bledsoe. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
The Heat making a switch here. Robinson's checked in. Here's none, and it's blocked. Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. The wide open look here for Lopez. The three-pointer off the mark. The Heat with the lead. Robinson passes to Nunn. True on the 14-footer. Nunn's got his third bucket of the night.
No idea what they were thinking there defensively. I mean, that's a shot he makes often.
Passes to Lopez. This one for three. Nunn grabs the board.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Get there, get there. I got your help side.
Middleton outside. Bledsoe for three. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5. Butler against Bledsoe. Butler passes to Nunn. Six on the shot clock. The rebound by the Bucks.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Lopez, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Lopez has got 8 points.
And with Lopez, he has such a soft touch from outside with his jump shot. One of the best shooting bigs in the league.
Bledsoe against Robinson. The shot by Butler, nobody around. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. And 12 points for Butler.
Hey, I'm stating the obvious here, but he was very comfortable taking that shot. Not a defender in sight.
Korver kicks to Middleton. Left side, Williams. And Bledsoe now top of the key. Misses for the 5th time this game. Mark him at 1 for 6.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Robinson dishes to Butler. Pulls up on the wing. And Chris Middleton pulls it down. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for Milwaukee. Trailing by 4. Kicks it to Korver. Inside. Bledsoe against Robinson. No good from Bledsoe.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Butler missing again.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
The putback, and it's Bledsoe with the extra effort. He has 5.
Tell you what, anytime guards get to the glass, I think it energizes the whole team. You got to respect the hustle of Bledsoe there.
Now, here's Butler. He's got 12. Over Middleton. Butler can't get that one to fall. Milwaukee's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Lopez passes to Williams. Out of bounds, Miami takes possession. While we have a moment, let's now take a look at the top shot blockers in the NBA. Brook Lopez is second.
There aren't going to be many nights when you don't see him affect the game with his shot blocking ability.
The Heat have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. And Clark, many fans thought Brook Lopez might have lost it after his stint with Los Angeles, but, you know, he was reborn after joining the Bucks.
Yeah, sometimes a fresh start re-energizes you and helps you change your game. This guy was, though, a 20-point scorer a night in the past, so he can put it in the basket. He didn't get those kind of numbers with the Bucks, but really was exactly what they needed as a big guy who could shoot the three and also be a rim protector inside.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's got 5.
No shot.
Middleton outside. Knocks it loose.
Watch it, Connor.
He nails it, and we're tied up.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Here's Nunn. 6 points for him. A floater and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And the foul called on the Milwaukee Bucks. It's his first trip to the line.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. That one misses.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing's on target.
Here's Giannis, and Giannis throws it down.
Tell you, that's why Antetokounmpo is so feared league-wide. I mean, when he's close to the rim, he's most likely going to flush it on you.
To the inside, Adebayo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. He talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
Now, here's Matthews. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Hill, no good. The Heat have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Here's Adebayo, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. Jones checked in for the Heat. Out left to the wing. Heat moving the ball around. The pass to Adebayo. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
For Miami, they have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
And, guys, that's a pretty good improvement over last season.
Goran Dragic is checked in for Miami. Free throw good, Adebayo. And Milwaukee has possession. Giannis kicks to Connaughton. Pass to Matthews. Ilyasova against Adebayo. Giannis outside. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And, you know, this is why people are so high on Antetokounmpo.
Timeout.
I mean, he's a ferocious player, great competitive spirit, tremendous work ethic, and highly skilled. He wants to dominate.
Timeout called the Heat. Well, Ersan Ilyasova, a bit of a journeyman in the NBA, Greg, the last handful of seasons.
Good motor on the glass, and he can chip in for a 20-point game every so often. And here we get a chance to check out the story on Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's been on a tremendous roll since the All-Star break. He's getting around 28 points per, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
And Dragic came into the NBA with something on his resume that not many other rookies have. He has a ring from winning the Slovenian Pro League the year before he came to America.
Shooting two.
And that one falls for Dragic. Both free throws good from Dragic. Here is Hill. Pass to Ilyasova. Down low. Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Antetokounmpo.
When he's on the floor, Antetokounmpo makes good things happen inside. I mean, he's got so much size and skill, a lot for the defense to try to contend with.
Now here's Dragic. 13 points in the game. Count it, good. Dragic has got 15.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
Pass to Matthews. Outside Hill. Launches a 3. That one drops for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Well, you can't lose sight of Hill when he's out on the perimeter. A deadly shooter from deep.
Dragic taking his time here. Over Hill. It's hauled in by Ilyasova. Ilyasova's got 4 rebounds in this game. Hill finds Matthews. It's back to Hill. Here's the floater. And it's the Heat on the break. Jones, no one around him. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Iguodala's got 3 assists in the game. Adebayo against Giannis. Tries again. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Man, how about the work ethic of Ilyasova on the glass? I mean, relentless in pursuing the ball and taking a pounding in the process to come out with those rebounds.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Milwaukee.
One shot.
And it's tied up with that one.
Boy, you think about Ilyasova's lethal jump shot. It makes him a valuable player because he can stretch the floor.
1:27 left in the first half of the game. The shot by Adebayo, no good.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. You got to appreciate that stop.
And the dunk by Giannis.
And I tell you, it's ridiculous how much space Antetokounmpo covers in just 2 strides. I mean, the way he handles himself going to the basket, man, it is one sight to see.
Now here's Dragic. He's got 15. Here's Olynyk, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Hill. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Milwaukee.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, also, though, they've done a good job of pounding the offensive glass for second chance points.
The first free throw is good. Jay Crowder's checked in for Jones. And so Olynyk nails both of them.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Giannis outside. 44 seconds left in the second quarter. The pass to Matthews. 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Man, what razor-sharp focus by Matthews. Not letting the defense distract him or bother him. He's awesome at knocking down these shots.
Now here's Dragic. 15 points in the game. Hill passes to Matthews. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Second chance shot. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Near the three-point line, it's Olynyk. He made it! He caught it!
Big time!
Wow!
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Nothing like knocking down that last possession of a quarter to give you a little feel-good momentum.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Bucks on top, they lead by 1. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, I love the way they're pushing the tempo, beating the defense down the floor, filling the lanes, finishing with authority, Ernie, getting to the rim and finishing hard.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. These guys should be starting, Ernie.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Jones is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then it's Robinson. And it's Nunn in at the point guard.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Outside Butler. Over Middleton, and the shot is good. The Bucks' lead has been cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Butler.
It's clear that Butler feels confident shooting down low. I mean, he's got the strength and touch to dominate in there.
Lopez, no luck. And Miami shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. None. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Two.
First free throw is good. Both good from the line that time. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Right side, Antetokounmpo. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
Boy, I think the confidence Antetokounmpo has from the mid-range area is really evidence of the strides he's making with his jump shot. That's his 4th foul. I'm sure he recognizes the situation because number 5 would put him in a rough, tough spot.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Stolen by Bledsoe.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was.
You got to push Bledsoe away from the paint. Keep him on the perimeter. If you don't, this is what happens.
And since coming to the Bucks, Eric Bledsoe hasn't been asked to do nearly as much as he has in the past.
And for Bledsoe, that is a good thing, as he is best as a complementary player. Not scoring as much, but his decision-making and shot selection have vastly improved.
On the wing, Giannis. The fader. And it's Miami with the rebound. Adebayo's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Nunn. Back to Adebayo. Over Matthews. And it's Miami with another.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Bledsoe finds Antetokounmpo. Trying to get open is Lopez. And that's good from Antetokounmpo on the assist from Eric Bledsoe. Bledsoe's got 4 assists in the game.
Watch the screen.
Here's Nunn, guarded by Bledsoe. Outside, Jones. Pass to Robinson. Shot clock at 6. Fires, high post. And the rejection by Giannis. Now the feed to Bledsoe. Misses in close. Miami trailing. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And Adebayo throws it down.
Nice look that time from the veteran Butler, a go-to scorer. He's also willing to make the extra pass.
Bledsoe outside. On the wing, Giannis. Middleton outside. The kick out to Matthews. Stolen by Robinson. And finished off by Robinson.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
Antetokounmpo against Jones. Offensive rebound, and that one's good by Lopez. Lopez has got it all tied up now for Milwaukee.
Because of that big body and 7-foot frame, Lopez a handful to keep off the glass.
And Butler.
Oh my
great
goodness! That was special. Well, I like seeing Butler show off his mad hops. This guy's got big-time bounce and knows how to slam it down with authority.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Miami.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Something else you like to see is how well they've shot their free throws tonight.
No good on that one.
Hey, Lopez is an all-star caliber big man. I mean, the key for him has always been staying healthy. When he plays, he's been very effective.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Milwaukee. He hits the second from the line. And so here is Miami. They lead by 1. Passes it to Nunn. There's the 3. Drills it from outside. Nunn's got 12 in the game.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
No question about it. I mean, these teams are really battling hard now.
Middleton outside. Second shot opportunity. No good on that one. The Heat go the other way with it. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, I tell you what, the long arms of Antetokounmpo are really incredibly lethal in the paint. Sometimes the defense really has no choice but to foul him and then hope he misses.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
You know, since entering the league at age 18, Antetokounmpo has really grown. The Greek Freak, now one of the league's premier talents, no doubt.
Robin Lopez has checked in for Brook Lopez. The Heat also with a sub. Leonard's checked in. And he's good on the second. The Heat leading by 3. Here's Nunn. 12 points for him. To the inside, Butler lays it up and banks it in. Butler's got 20.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now here's Bledsoe. Defense is right there. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
You know, while Eric Bledsoe isn't a 20-point-per-game scorer like he was in Phoenix, you could argue that he's a more effective player since coming to Milwaukee. His efficiency is at a career-high level.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And for Bledsoe and the Bucks, he's been a great fit, Clark, as a third option on the team.
Yeah, I agree, guys, because it really comes down to recognizing the right spot and right role for you with your team. And Bledsoe himself recognizes that. He says he's the happiest he's ever been since coming to Milwaukee.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And the key for Bledsoe, like it is for most players, is staying motivated and engaged. I mean, he's a big player for this team, an important player for this team.
Here's Nunn, guarded by Bledsoe. 5 on the clock. Butler against Middleton, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at Milwaukee. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And checking out Miami, they find themselves in 4th place.
And I think for Milwaukee, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
For Miami, they've gone 8 of 10 shooting here in the second half. Very strong. Butler up top, defended by Middleton. Right side, Leonard. There's the pass to Nunn. Over Bledsoe. Nunn can't get it to fall.
Boy, the defense refusing to give up anything easy. Love seeing that kind of intensity.
A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Outside Butler. Over Middleton. Again, the miss by the Heat. Milwaukee in the lead. Floats it up for Giannis. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
It's really easy to understand why this team thinks so highly of Antetokounmpo. I mean, a smart player, he takes high percentage shots, and he's team first in his approach.
To the paint, here's Middleton. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense from Butler. The Heat trail by 3. Inside, Leonard the pass to Nunn. Here's Butler. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Antetokounmpo. The layup missed.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him. Yeah, you know, we've seen a much different version of him in this half, guys. He's been sharper, more focused, and more assertive.
Lopez dishes to Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And how about the power of Antetokounmpo? Dynamite whenever he takes it to the rim.
Now a timeout called by Miami. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
Absolutely on fire. They need to regroup and figure out a way to slow his roll.
And some changes here for the Bucks. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Chris Middleton. And George Hills subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Dragic with it. 15 points in the game. It's stolen by Hill. To the middle. Here's Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
Man, how about the vision of the hometown hero, George Hill, spotting a teammate and whipping it over quickly.
Hero passes to Iguodala. Here's Dragic, and another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Milwaukee. A 2-point game. And he uses the glass on the layup. Antetokounmpo's got 14 points here in the second half.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Here's Dragic. Rebound, Milwaukee. Pass to Giannis. Count the basket. Giannis has got 32 points.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Dragic kicks to Olynyk. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Pat Connaughton. That is his first foul of the game. Milwaukee making a switch here. Ilyasova's checked in. Dragic against Hill. 6 to shoot. From deep. No good from Dragic. Here's Milwaukee now. They're on a 17-7 run. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, you know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Milwaukee leading by 8. Hill deciding where to go with it. The alley-oop layup, very well done.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
And I really think this is the time to do it because this is a real important juncture in the ball game right here.
Marvin Williams is checked in for Milwaukee. Matthews comes in for Pat Connaughton. We've got 1:18 left in the third quarter. Hill against Dragic. Olynyk trying to break loose. Excellent D there from Hill.
You know, they're losing in large part because he's not playing well. It's really as simple as that.
DiVincenzo gets the bucket. DiVincenzo's got the lead up to 12 now for Milwaukee.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Shot clock at 5. There's Dragic with the 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Williams has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
It has not been his game so far. I mean, he's trying his best, giving great effort, but little has gone his way.
The Heat trail by 14. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. There's Dragic with the 3.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
And so it's Milwaukee, sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And we'll be back with you shortly. Let's listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team in the huddle.
Do it again for this quarter, 0-0. Same effort, same mentality. Keep pushing it. Keep moving the ball. Keep cutting.
Well, Mike likes how they're working the ball right now.
And, you know, Coach highlighted it's a brand new quarter. They need to play with the same fire.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this 4th quarter. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. We've got Williams, also Matthews out there. Brook Lopez is out there with Hill. And it's DiVincenzo in at the shooting guard. Here's Dragic. That one falls. Dragic has got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for Miami.
And I respect the craftiness and savvy of Dragic. I mean, when he gets positioned deep inside, he finds a way to score.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Pass to Adebayo. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bucks?
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good, crisp passes.
He's off on the first, and the Heat making a change here. Jones is checked in. And he sinks the second. Here's Hill. Passes it to DiVincenzo. Hill against Dragic. Here's Lopez. Off target from 3-point range.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Hill against Dragic. Here's Adebayo. And he can't bank that one in. Wesley Matthews on the wing. He lobs it up.
Matthews has a nice feel, guys, for when a teammate has a clean look, gets him the ball.
And here's Dragic. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Down by 15. Makes it off the glass. Dragic has got 21.
Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
Here's Hill. He feeds it to Williams. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Here's a look now what's coming up for the Milwaukee Bucks. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors. Then on Monday, They'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
There's Dragic with the three. Milwaukee with the rebound. Antetokounmpo's got 8 rebounds in this game. Hill has the open look, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Now the pass to Crowder. Back to Dragic to end the run. Hit some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Dragic has got 6 in the quarter.
And, you know, they'll take the points, but I'm sure Coach would prefer a higher percentage look next time.
Antetokounmpo against Jones. And they double up Antetokounmpo. Here's DiVincenzo. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Boy, I love the unselfishness there. I mean, if you're open, Antetokounmpo, make sure you get the ball.
The Heat trail by 21. Outside Dragic. Right side Robinson. Clark, take us inside the halftime locker room in the NBA.
Well, players typically just regroup individually. There may be some conversation between the players as a group, but then the coaches will huddle, evaluate what transpired in the first half, what adjustments need to be made, and then they'll communicate that to the team. And it's basically a time to rest and regroup for the players to adjust and strategize for the coaches.
Clark, do you think there's any videotape review in there, maybe showing players certain sets, certain schemes?
In this day and age, for sure, with the use of iPads and technology. If you go back to my time, there was no quick turnaround of video in the halftime locker room.
Take a break.
Right,
Take a
right.
break.
I do know officials do
2
that,
shots.
too, in their locker room at halftime. The free throw drops for Hill.
Well, George Hill, the veteran guard, doesn't produce at the volume he once did. Still, he brings a lot of value to a team.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Chris Middleton comes in for Wesley Matthews. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Dante DiVincenzo. Both free throws good from Hill. And for Hill, Greg, he's a great veteran leader who brings value to a playoff-bound team.
You know, Hill has a game that is effective even when he's not scoring. His leadership and defense will make him a welcome addition to any roster, even as his numbers fade.
And it's Butler missing.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant. Boy, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
Now a timeout called by Miami. Clark, any changes you'd like to see made in the process when players and teams are fined for any number of things, incidents on the floor or off the floor?
Well, I think there's a place for fines, and the different amounts depending on how egregious the act is by a player or team makes some sense, I think, having different categories. But I'm one that would rather hit hard and less often. So I think if you want to minimize the number of finable offenses, then make the penalty be greater for those things that are finable.
Bounce pass from Adebayo.
You got him.
Here's none. Pass to Jones. Clock at 6.
Screen coming.
Robinson passes to Nunn. No good on the 3.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Not many empty trips for this group. It seems everything's falling for him this half.
There's the lob into Antetokounmpo, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for George Hill. Here's DiVincenzo, guarded by Robinson. Down low, and Antetokounmpo. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Giannis has got 42 in the game.
Superb initiative from Antetokounmpo. I mean, that may be something we overlook, but being able to take that initiative allows him to be a real menace when he's rolling to the rim after a pick.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Last season, the NBA announcing the launch of a league in Africa, along with FIBA. Clark, what do you think of that move?
I think it's another example, Kevin, of the globalization of the game and the NBA's intentional, purposeful way of expanding and continuing to grow the game for the sake of the business of basketball, which is a game that obviously you and I love.
And Clark, we see so many foreign players come into the NBA and play well. Not just play, but play well.
Yeah, and not just Africa, although a number of players from Africa, but a number of different countries have signed on. It could make for a more exciting league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Lopez, he's checked in for Lopez. Brown comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Korver in for Eric Bledsoe. Here's DiVincenzo. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Shoots over Brown. Again, the miss by the Heat. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. For 3. It's hauled in by the Heat. Butler's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Wasted no time on that one.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Here's DiVincenzo. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3. And here are the Heat now. Outside Butler. Passes it to Silva. Good D by Giannis.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Stolen. Pass to Nunn. Clark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's a outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media, so they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually, but on occasion it does get a little carried away.
Bucks leading by 22. Korver passes to DiVincenzo. Got a piece of it. Olynyk with it. He's picked up by Lopez. The shot. Miami no good on that time either. Milwaukee has gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the 3rd quarter. Right wing. That's tipped. DiVincenzo passes to Lopez. He gets that one.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Here's none. 6 on the shot clock. Here's DiVincenzo. Uses the glass to finish the layup. DiVincenzo's got 11 points here in just the second half. Iguodala deciding where to go with it. Here's none. Goes back up, and Olynyk finishes it off.
Often you find him out on the wing, but Olynyk seizing the opportunity to go inside and dig out that extra possession.
Here's DiVincenzo. Korver dishes to Lopez. He kicks it to Brown. The three from Korver connects from three-point range. Korver's got his first 3 points of the game.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Lopez.
Here's DiVincenzo. Trying to get open is Lopez, and it's blocked. Now here's Hill, the fast break opportunity, and Hill throws it down.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage.
Timeout called, the Bucks. Clark, we hear a lot about the young basketball players in this country, the good ones playing in the AAU system. Is that the best way to develop talent for the NBA?
It's one of the better ways because the competition level is quite good across regions and throughout the country with these AAU teams. I think there's some great AAU programs and some tremendous benefits to participating in AAU basketball. Some things are better than others with it, but overall, I think it's pretty solid.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
This was a big game for him. There's no denying that. Coming off a bunch of losses in a row, they turned to him to break the streak, and he delivered in a big way. And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for Milwaukee. And the pass to Lopez. The dish to Antetokounmpo. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And Antetokounmpo is just fearless. I mean, hit him, knock him around, really doesn't faze him, doesn't matter. I mean, this guy is determined to get the job done, and he does.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Robin Lopez is checked in for Lopez. Sterling Brown comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Wesley Matthews. That's good from Antetokounmpo. Fans are always trying to distract opposing players during free throws. Have you ever seen that work in an arena?
No, I think it's just a nice workout for the fans, Kevin, quite honestly. I mean, if a guy misses, it's not because the fans have gone crazy behind the basket. It's because he shot it left or right or short or long. It's not because of the fans being on top of him, at least in my opinion.
Right. Sinks that one from the post. Antetokounmpo's got 47 points.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bucks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And in the win-loss column, tonight's game will push their record up to 54 wins on the year.
Really a big-time win for these guys. They lost their first 2 games of the year to this team, so they won't be in danger of getting swept when they meet for the 4th time.
And you got to believe that's important, Greg. I mean, it's one thing to lose both games of an interconference series. It's a whole different story losing all 4 games to a team from your own conference.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Ilyasovas checked in. Good on the second free throw. Hey, Clark, the NBA moved the presentation of the MVP award to after the conclusion of the finals. Do you like that?
Yes and no. I think you have 2 separate awards. You could have a playoff MVP or a finals MVP, which we have, and then you have a regular season MVP. The MVP is for the body of work done during the regular season. So I think there should be a clear separation between the two, quite honestly. So, no, I don't like it.
At least you're honest, Clark. Dragic against Bledsoe. Unloads. Dragic against the bucket.
Air that out, Dragon.
32 seconds left in the 4th. And here's Bledsoe. Here's Lopez, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
The massive size of Lopez just puts defenses in a pickle. When he's that close, you just have to foul him.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Lopez.
And the fun-loving personality Lopez has makes him a likable teammate. It's clear that they love playing with him.
And both free throws good for Lopez. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Iguodala outside.
I'm up. Fish. Here we go. Let's do it.
Pass to Olynyk. Good D by Lopez. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.